Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, we have here OPPO's brand new tablet. This is called the OPPO Pad Neo, and by the way, this is sort of like an entry-level, mid-range sort of affordable tablet. I think the key word here is all about affordability, and that's because the price for the OPPO Pad Neo starts from just RM1199 here in Malaysia. Now for that price, you are basically getting the Wi-Fi version, but if you do have an additional 200 ringgit in terms of budget, you can actually get the LTE version, which also comes with 2GB of additional RAM. So yep, right at the start, RM1199, what does this tablet has to offer and who is this really for? Well, let's find out. Alright, so first and foremost, the most key highlight feature I would say about this tablet is actually all about the display at the front. What you're getting here is actually an 11.4-inch display. It's actually very large, especially for this price point. It might be the largest one. And in terms of the resolution, you're getting a 2.4K display. That means that everything is going to look very sharp. If you're going to be looking at a lot of documents, if you're going to be looking at your pictures, your movies, it's just going to be sharp. Now moving on, in terms of the aspect ratio, this is a 7:5 unit, and that means that it's very similar to a book. Now OPPO is calling this the read feed screen because it's supposed to be just like a book, like when you're holding a book. So I think that's also great if you're going to be using your applications like WPS, if you're going to be doing side by side, which I will talk a bit about more later. Now in terms of the refresh rate, we do get a 90Hz refresh rate here, so everything is also going to be quite smooth. Brightness levels goes up to 400 nits, definitely not like super bright, but it's very usable under even normal conditions, so that's going to be great. Last but not least, yep, in terms of the eye care, these days a lot of thought has been put into ensuring that your eyes don't have a lot of strain, and in this case it is actually TUV Rhineland certified, so there's going to be low blue light. In fact, the temperature of the screen can also adjust on its own depending on your environment. So overall, just in terms of the display, you're getting a very decent display for this kind of price point. Now moving on to what can you actually do on this tablet. Well, it's got actually a couple of cool tricks up its sleeve. Now if you are familiar with ColorOS, you will already know that it's a very minimalist kind of system, which I personally prefer over the other OSs. Anyway, what you have here is, first and foremost, my favorite is actually the split view. Now getting into this split view is actually super simple, and it's again one of the easiest one. So say for example, if you have an app already open in full screen, all you need to do is just like drag down the middle with 2 fingers, and right away you can choose an application to actually have that split view. Very clever. Now other than that, there's also the flexible window, which again is very easy to activate, and then you can actually have this window floating above what you're currently seeing, so it doesn't really block your view on your current app, and you can actually just move that floating window around to wherever you want to put it on. Alright, moving on, we also have the taskbar at the bottom that's also quite clever. Now on the left side, you will see a couple of applications that you can actually put on there, and on the right is actually basically putting on your frequently used apps, so you can just one tap on it and actually get into the apps that you want to use right away. Now my favorite one is actually the multi-screen collaboration. So let's say if you have an OPPO device as well, you can just go into that screen mirror, which again, super useful guys. And from there, you can actually control your smartphone directly from the tablet itself. You can also transfer files or photos, just by dragging and dropping onto the tablet, and then you can view your photos on the big screen. There's also the app relay, which basically means that you can use your apps on the phone and actually continue using it on the tablet. So all these are actually all to help you out in your productivity. It's sort of like a more seamless kind of like process from your phone to the tablet. Everything is going to be integrated very smoothly. In case you're wondering about the work kind of productivity needs, well, in this case, I actually tested out the WPS app. Obviously, if you have a Microsoft subscription, you can also use your Word, Office, and PowerPoint. It's very nice to use on this tablet because of the aspect ratio. The split view is just great because, say for example, if you have your PowerPoint on the left, and let's say you have Chrome on the right, you can actually extract information directly. Other than that, if you do have a Bluetooth keyboard and a mouse, you can actually have a pretty nice sort of like laptop setup with the OPPO Pad Neo. So those are just in terms of the productivity aspect of this device. Now what else do we have here? Well, in terms of the power, this device is being powered by the Helio G99, which is actually very power efficient. It's got 4 speakers all over, so 2 on the left and 2 on the right, and it's also Dolby Atmos certified. That means that if you're going to be watching a lot of Netflix, yep, I actually do have it on my device. It's L1 rated, by the way. That means you can watch your videos in Full HD. You're really going to enjoy the display itself paired with that Dolby Atmos quad speakers to get a very nice immersive experience just at home or even if you are outside. What else do we have here? The battery life. Yes, we do have an 8000 mAh unit inside this very slim body, and it does support that 33-watt SuperVOOC fast charge, which you can find the charger in the box. Nice. Now last but not least, in terms of the design, it's a very flat design. I like the fact that we have these curved edges all around, because when you are holding a tablet like this or even like this, the edges doesn't really poke into your palm and it's a very comfortable experience. Looks wise, it does come with a dual tone kind of colorway. The top portion is actually glossy and the bottom portion is actually matte. And for the camera, yes, we do have this at a very clever position, because most of the time you're going to be holding a tablet like this. So it's dead center, it's an 8 megapixel unit, and the selfie camera at the front is also an 8 megapixel unit in case you want to use it for your Teams meetings or your Zooms meetings or any kind of video call purposes. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up our quick look at the OPPO Pad Neo. Again, at a fairly affordable price point, you're actually able to get a couple of really interesting features, especially that display at the front. If you already own an OPPO phone or if you are into the ColorOS ecosystem, this is definitely something that you should check out. Even if you do not own an OPPO device, you should also consider the OPPO Pad Neo if you're looking for a tablet at that kind of price range. If you have any further questions, feel free to drop a comment down below. Again, I really thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Don't forget to drop a like, sub to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Do take care and stay safe. Bye bye.